Close. You get that music there.
Right, it's ready.
Okay, good evening folks. It's the Bar of the Ark. I know it's the Bar of the Ark because I've got this little here book to prove it. This is the anthology that's going to come out in October. It's not October yet. This is a free copy. Yes, you can get it now. And it's got a bunch of monkeys sitting on a bench. We went to the Taj Mahal, and we're on the road to the Taj Mahal, and the mist had come in. And there was a famous photograph of us at the Taj Mahal sitting on the Princess Diana seat, and the Taj Mahal was feeling rather shy, and it was wearing a darling mist. And behind us, you see nothing but mist, and the two of us smiling. So you have to draw in your own Taj Mahal. So that was very disappointing. After about 3 hours, the Taj Mahal shyly put in an appearance. But on the road to it, there was these monkeys, the mist was coming in, and the monkeys had the bench, there wasn't a human inside, and there was 3 monkeys on the bench, and 1 monkey was at the side, not being allowed on the bench. That is the story of my life. Some of you are in this book. I recognise you. Didn't recognise Richard because I thought he was going to be that small, but look, he's a big guy, Jesus. So, people are in that. I'm going to Ireland, so we've jump-started this to this week instead of the next week. There you go. You got a bit of it. Right, I am going to start the proceedings just to lower the bar. And then you'll all think, oh, I could do better than that Irish guy. Gilly's already said that to me tonight. He said, just because you got a flashy shirt, mate, you didn't. And, you know, it's terrible jealousy, terrible rivalry. You know, he's won in the hat department. God damn it. It just doesn't bear thinking of. So I'm going to read some poems, and I'm going to do a terrible thing. I've just wrote these poems. So I'm going to test them out on you. This one is called I, the Thief of You. And I put it on Facebook today, and somebody said, lovely, lovely, lovely. Wow, that's creepy, man. And then I got a couple of more ones where they were creeped out by it. And all I'm doing is just playful whimsy, a little bit of surreal humour. It isn't real. I didn't actually steal an atom of her or anything like that. And people took it that seriously and thought, oh, it's like Stings, I'll be watching you or something. No, no, man. Sometimes surreal humour can grasp the reality better than the reality can grasp it. So this is called, it's about a first date. How I met my wife. It's called I, the Thief of You. As you snap your fingers for the snail-like waiter, who even resembles the creature, I somehow manage to steal your shadow, peel it from the wall, fold it in 2 and in 2 again until it slips quite neatly under my plate, hidden by my unused napkin. Your smile sips wine. I filch it from the glass, now it is mine. Hide it away in the back of my mind. At home alone I set your shadow free, see it dance upon my wall. Your smile I release, watch it flutter like a moth, captivated by the candlelight. And here my prized treasure, a single atom of you, from a stolen kiss you never missed. I, the thief of you, for my love's sake. Okay, so did I creep anybody out? Billy's not there. That's just because he put his fingers down his throat. He's so wrong with it at times. God almighty. Time was when I had no words. When I would look at that thing over there and didn't know that that thing over there was called a field. Yeah, that dumb, that small. Alright, so words hadn't attached themselves to things as yet. But I could see things, I could feel them, and before you have words, what can you do? So I just used to cry. If something was incredibly beautiful, I just look at it and go, it's so beautiful, like that. And my dad got, shut up for God's sake. So, this is called Written on the Pulse. Time was when wheat was a living goal that moved with the wind, moving me to tears, unable to hold the ecstasy of its beauty or the green of trees alive with sunlight. Made me cry that I had no words to touch it, and all I could do was to love it so with all my soul, before words came and attached themselves to these ordinary miracles. The world teaching me to say itself, to understand the ravishing of the senses, the language of feeling, written on the pulse. Every time I read that poem, Gilly always goes, cut that out again, yeah? For those of you who know your Shakespeare, this is called How Soon This Mightiness Meets Misery, which is the course from that Shakespeare play, All Is True, commonly known as Henry the Eighth. Okay, it's one of the last ones that he wrote with John Fletcher, but I liked that alliteration, so I nicked it. How soon this mightiness meets misery. I had been given notice to quit myself and take all my thoughts with me, this by the head id. So there was to be no arguing over its why and wherefores. There it was in a nice flowing script of italics. It stated that the drunken rows between my ego and superego over what was what and what was not had been disturbing the general state of mind. I was to leave only the words yes and no, and to pack up and go, get out of myself. And so I gathered up all the words I knew, stuffed them into some large sentences I had lying about the establishment of myself. Wiping a tear from my eye, I headed off for an horizon that I had filched once upon a time when it was a long, long time ago. I looked back only once and saw myself, so to speak, lolling like a puppet sans strings, sans everything, or a house abandoned to time and weather. Well, well, I sniffled. Well, well. I go to Ireland. So this is called Leaving the Old Sod. Back in '86 when I first came here, and I was sort of sad to leave the place. I was used to being Irish. I came over and my friend said, "You'll have to give up the poetry, Dónall. Nobody will understand your accent." And I said, "Oh, come on, of course they will." So I got up and I said, how yeah? And nobody understood my accent. I had to stop doing poetry. It was terrible. And I'd just been Ireland's first poet in residence at a secondary school, so I'm sort of used to the idea of being a poet. But you English guys just couldn't understand a word I said. And we talk differently. Not only do we talk differently, like you say tree, I go into a school and I go, okay guys, I'm going to tell you 3 things. And they go, sir, you said tree and ting. And I say, get used to it, I'm Irish. But you also do different things. I used to work in mental health, and I had the next shift coming on, I had to do the shopping, but I did the shopping because I was super efficient, and I've got everything ready. And I put a book in the message book, and I said, got the messages, put them in the press. And I went home, and they read the message book, and they were trying to figure out, got the messages, left them in the press. Now messages, as you know, you go to Scotland or Yorkshire, is shopping, for God's sake. And press is a cupboard. But they were trying to put it together and going, pressing messages, pressing messages. What is so important that you have to tell us though? Oh, English people are just so hard to talk to at times. So this is about me leaving the old sod. The house watched me go, unable to say anything. The Pat ran after me crying, no, no. The garden gate taking it in its arms. The washing waved from its line, getting itself into a flap. Even a bird and a passing cloud came to see if it was so. It was so. Goodbye, goodbye, cried my tears, as quietly as they could. And to end it all. No, Kitty, when I say and to end it all, I don't mean I go. He takes everything so literally. Right, this is called To the Life. Has anybody gone to see the Mona Lisa?
Yes.
Yes. And when you go to see the Mona Lisa, you barely get a chance to see the Mona Lisa. Because it's like a rugby scrum, it's like a sail, and everybody half kills you, and they're pretty violent. I was standing there and I was trying to edge slowly and politely, and I got an elbow in the face, I got kicked in the shin. It was just a free-for-all. So this is called To the Life. I promised the Mona Lisa I would write this poem for her. So I went back and I sort of telepathized it to her, and she smiled and gave me a little wave in front of 3,000 people and said, thank you, Dónall. It's called To the Life. Every morning at so-and-so, oh I don't know, time goes so slowly. Quickly now the rugby scrum begins. Smile, I tell myself, smile. Oh shut up, I tell myself, just shut up. Eaten by 1,001 eyes, greedy for my Gioconda smile. I could kill that Da Vinci chap, trapping me in time fuss. I am merely one of their touristy things to do. They jostle and elbow as if my smile were in a sale. Take selfies, is that a word? Looking over their shoulder, more them than me. But oh, there, at the very back of the back, she stands, gazes at me. She, my very self in flesh and blood, a lovely lady wearing my smile. She could be me, I, her. Okay, so she's a natural blonde and I'm not. Everything else is the exact same, all right, except for the clothes. All is, yellow. Yellow top 3 buttons undone, a shy hint of cleavage. How cute. Yellow plastic miniskirt, lol, how droll. Yellow plastic Mackin hat, how chic, how cheeky. Only a poet, an Irish poet, sees as I see, turns his gaze upon her, his eyes seizes her, his eyes stealing her for his poem. Write me, I shout, across the centuries, the silences thereof. But both he and she have turned away, vanished into the crush of faceless humanity. This real-life flesh and blood Mona Lisa, her name is Samantha. Even her laughter is much as mine was. Let me live a second, another and another through you. Gone. I scowl, I frown, I smile. I shall now adopt my Napoleon stance. I shall scan the place.